This is Timothy Ray Greene. He's 47 years old, lives in Fremont County, and is accused of raping a teenage girl. This is Carl Lewis, the prosecutor in Fremont County. He's been in office since 2012 and makes nearly $93,000 a year. Lewis is prosecuting Greene, and over the past few weeks, several people have contacted EastIdahoNews.com saying that justice is not being served for the teenage victim.
Court documents detail the shocking allegations. A warning, the information is graphic. It was January 1st, and Greene, then 46, is accused of raping a teenage girl 30 years younger than him at his home. She was a friend of Greene's girlfriend's daughter, and a probable cause statement shows the victim was intoxicated from drinking alcohol. A Fremont County detective stated, due to the intoxication, the 16-year-old female was unable to resist Timothy from having intercourse and oral sex with her. The 16-year-old victim was in and out of consciousness during this time, but the victim does remember Timothy putting his penis into her vagina and the oral sex. Following the alleged incident, court documents show Greene went to Madison Memorial Hospital while the girl was getting a rape exam. He volunteered a mouth swab, and results from a forensic lab showed Greene's saliva in her vagina and rectal area.
Greene was charged with felony rape, which carries a maximum sentence of life in prison and or a $50,000 fine. He was booked into the Fremont County Jail, and then on August 18th, Lewis entered into a plea agreement with Greene. The rape charge was dropped in exchange for a felony injury to a child charge. The maximum penalty for that charge, 10 years in prison and or a $50,000 fine. But guess what? Greene does not have to register as a sex offender. Here's some of what happened during that plea change hearing.
So the state has agreed to reduce this charge from rape, which carries a life sentence, to injury to a child, which carries with it a 10-year sentence, correct?
Yes.
Okay. Did you have willful physical contact with the child identified as?
I believe so.
Okay. And what kind of contact was that?
Hands, some mouth.
Your hands and your mouth?
Yes.
And where did you touch her with your hands and your mouth? Okay. And do you believe you did that?
I don't want to believe it, but he leads to it. I believe I did. Pretty sure something did happen related to that part of it, with, my DNA being on her. And I just like to express, how very, very sorry I am.
Okay. Do you believe that such behavior was likely to produce either bodily harm or death to the child by causing physical pain or mental suffering?
I believe none of that happened.
You don't think you harmed the child at all?
Because Greene did not believe he caused any harm to the child, Mueller would not allow him to plead guilty. So the accused rapist entered an Alford plea. That means he believes he's innocent, but admits there's enough evidence that a jury could find him guilty. Lewis told Judge Mueller that the victim was okay with the plea agreement. And remember, judges have no authority to reduce or increase a charge. That's up to the prosecutor. So I asked Lewis why he would make this change. But first, some background.
EastIdahoNews.com has reached out to Lewis multiple times over the past few months on a variety of cases. Remember Keith Strawn? He took his 14-year-old to Missouri so she could marry the 24-year-old guy who impregnated her. Strawn was charged with 3 felonies, but Lewis agreed to a plea agreement and 2 charges were dropped. At sentencing, Lewis recommended 10 days in jail for Strawn. Judge Greg Mueller gave him a 4-year suspended prison sentence and ordered him to serve 120 days in jail. At that time, we called Lewis for a comment, and he never returned our messages. Then there's Cody Pilatus. He broke into at least one home, stole a teenage girl's underwear, and masturbated over her bed.
I call him the Sunday Bandit because what he does is he waits till people go to church. As soon as they go to church, he goes to their home. If the door's unlocked, he'll enter.
He was originally charged with felony burglary after allegedly stealing over $1,300 of clothing. But again, Lewis okayed a plea agreement and reduced the charge to misdemeanor unlawful entry. Again, we emailed and called the county prosecutor for an explanation, and when we heard nothing back, I went to his office.
How you doing?
Good, how are you?
Is Carl in?
He's not.
emailed him a few times about a story we're working on. We'd like to get a comment from him.
Okay.
It won't run today, but we're probably going to put it up on Monday. We've emailed him all, and we've left a few voicemails, so just have him give me a call when he can. I'll reach out to him again.
Luis never got back to me. Now back to Greene. After emailing Luis a formal request for an interview and not receiving a response, I approached him as he was leaving a court hearing.
What can you tell us about Tim Greene? Anything you want to say about Tim Greene?
No, there's nothing I want to say.
Nothing you want to say at all?
No, not this style, Nate.
Is the county prosecutor this man who allegedly raped a 16-year-old girl? I've emailed you, I've called you, we haven't received one message back from you as the county prosecutor.
I have no comments.
No comment at all.
That's right.
Several people say that you're pleading too many cases down. What would you say to that?
I'd ask who they are.
Who the people are?
Yeah.
We have messages, we have names.
Good.
Nothing you want to say?
Nothing I want to say.
And that's your prosecutor here in Fremont County. Well, at least until January. Luis lost his re-election campaign in May and will be leaving office at the end of the year. Maybe Luis will have more to say when Greene is scheduled to be sentenced next month. In Fremont County, I'm Nate Eaton, EastIdahoNews.com.